The second theory I chose to focus on for this project was social learning theory. Um, Social learning theory was developed by Bandura, and it looks at how people learn information. Typically, humans, through this theory, humans learn information by looking at others and modeling how they do things. So if a person, is going through life and they do X, Y, and Z, and because they did X, Y, and Z, they become very successful or they gain something positive out of it, another person's more likely to do X, Y, and Z to gain that positive thing versus if they see somebody doing, something like robbing a bank and then they go to jail, that person's less likely to go and rob a bank then because they see the implications of that. Another part of social learning theory, which I thought really applied or mainly applied to this interview that I did with Elle, was the idea of self-efficacy, which is people's expectations that they can perform a task successfully. I think that Elle had a great amount of self-efficacy, and I think it's really clear through her being able to go through life, go to college and complete that, get a job, stay in that job for 30 plus years, and then was able to, raise a family and stay involved in activities. I think without that high level of self-efficacy, I don't think she would have accomplished a lot of those things. You know, Bender talks about in the theory that, if a person has a high level of self-efficacy, they're more likely to continue seeking out other opportunities to continue building their self-efficacy, which can also build their confidence and their competency in life. So they'll feel really successful, they'll feel proud of themselves, and they'll feel like they can do anything, which I think is, again, really clear with Elle. She did accomplish a lot of things in her life. She felt confident to do those things, and she was constantly seeking new opportunities in life. So I believe that social learning theory and the idea of self-efficacy definitely, directly applied to Elle and this interview, and, was a big influence in her life. Limitations as far as the theories that we focused on. I did have a little bit of trouble focusing on, a limitation for this specific project. But I think the biggest limitation I focused on was the fact that, Erikson says that you travel through the stages, you don't really go back through stages. And I think Elle in her life, she, was in her younger adulthood making certain decisions and then moved into adulthood phase, but then almost moved backwards back into the young adult because she had to make decisions, again, to go back to school, finish school, that, she would have been making these decisions in younger adulthood as well, as adulthood. So I think she kind of moved through both. But I think she, that's where the limitations are with this theory, is that, there's not really a backwards motion to it. It's purely moving forward. And if there's any unresolved pieces of past stages, then you just carry those through to the next stages. Not that you can't go back a stage and kind of almost start over in that stage. Which I think could apply to, many different situations, some that don't apply to Elle and her life, but I think you can look at that in many different contexts as well. And this is my reference page for this project. Thank you so much for watching. I really had a great time completing this project and focusing on these different stages. I really do feel like I learned a lot completing this project, and really, delving really deep into Erikson's theories and applying those directly to a person. I thought was a really cool idea. So I really hope you enjoy watching it, and good luck everyone else in the program. It was really great time being in class with all of you. Thank you so much.